Well, happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of the Tech Behind FinTech. My name is Nnamdi Osuagwu. I'm the host of the Tech Behind FinTech, where we talk about the technology that powers the money. We are streaming live from Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and we have another stream going on IG. Thanks for those who joined on all the platforms. All right, let's get into some rules of engagement. We have comment section. So if you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, feel free to drop a comment. We'll post it to the video. If you're on Instagram, the website is pinned. We are also shooting live from the website techbehindfintech.com, where you can see this episode. Also, you drop a comment, I'll try to answer it on Instagram, but it won't be part of the video unless you post it on one of those platforms or directly on our website, which has a YouTube stream going on. All right, without further ado, let's jump into the show. Always a pleasure doing this show. Love it. So we're also going to start giving some shout outs to some fintechs that are following us. We'll add that in probably in later episodes. And for all who knows, we're a month away from our 100th episode. So we have to do a special November 4th episode for the 100th episode. So that's going on. All right. Let's get into some fintech news of the week. Once again, feel free to drop a comment, any questions or things you want to add in. You might have a opinion, some insights, and you want to add in, feel free to drop a comment. Okay. All right, first topic of the day. Uber partners with Mastercard, Marqeta, and to launch a new card for drivers. Let's get into some details around that. So ride hailing and delivery firm Uber has partnered with card issuing platform Marqeta, payment giants Mastercard, and FinTech branch to launch a new loyalty and payments card for its driver. Designed for both Uber drivers and couriers, the Uber Pro card will help drivers save on fuel, fees, and other associated expenses, with earnings automatically deposited into a business checking account powered by Branch. Through the Uber Pro card, drivers can track earnings, transfer money to other bank accounts, and manage savings. The card will also be available via mobile wallets and enable contactless payments. I could potentially see this with other apps as well, like Lyft and so forth. So, I mean, we see a lot of that, right? Like card issuance and non-traditional technology companies partner with fintech companies or becoming their own fintech, like how we have Facebook and different things you can do on Facebook with WhatsApp Pay and different things of that nature. So it's definitely interesting one right there. And look, Uber, we're talking about Uber right now, have to bring up the Uber former CISO being found guilty by the feds. Never thought we'll say that. So yeah, former Uber security chief found guilty of hiding hack from authorities. So let's get into this. What does it mean for the industry? All right, so basically in 2016, while the Federal Trade Commission was investigating Uber over an earlier breach of its online systems, Mr. Sullivan learned of a new breach that affected Uber accounts of more than 57 million riders and drivers. That was the cover up. And how they did it was they have this thing called basically a bug bounty. And a bug bounty is you basically put out to white hat hackers, they say they'll go and try to find issues on your site, bugs. And then if they do find it, security vulnerabilities, and they send it to you, you'll pay them some money and you'll obviously remediate it. So it's another way to do assessments and things. So it's a popular it's used, everyone uses bug bounties, and things of that nature. But the problem here was so he learned about the hack and then tried to put the hack under the bug bounty, but it wasn't. So the team referred to Uber's bug bounty program, a way of paying white hat researchers to report security vulnerabilities. The program was capped at payouts of $10,000, but according to court testimony, his team paid the hackers $100,000 and had them sign an NDA. So that was definitely an issue. Let's go into some other aspects. So They said he didn't reveal the 2016 hack to Uber's general counsel. According to testimonies, he discussed the breach with another Uber lawyer, Craig Clark. So Mr. Sullivan and Clark were both fired, but Clark testified that Mr. Sullivan had told the Uber security team that they needed to keep the breach secret, and then Mr. Sullivan had charged the NDA by the hackers to make it falsely seem that the hack was white hat research, but it wasn't. Those hackers subsequently got convicted, found guilty in 2019. So essentially, the two people that were fired, one of the lawyers, him, but the lawyer cooperated with the feds. It sounds like a real deal, like one of these things you would hear, gang-related mafia stuff. But no, this is corporate America. It's what's going on. It's crazy stuff. Just wanted to kind of touch on that because we talked about the Uber card. So this was in the news this week. Yeah, it's very interesting stuff. All right, let's move on from that. So the next one we have going on. All right, SME financing platform Rapid Finance acquires lentech firm Thrive. Let's see what's going on there. So Rapid Finance is a Maryland-based fintech that provides financing options to small and medium-sized enterprises. It acquired digital lending technology provider Thrive for an undisclosed sum. Designed for banks, non-bank lenders, and credit unions, Thrive's end-to-end digital lending tech boosts operational efficiencies in the origination and underwriting processes for both SMEs and consumers. The acquisition of the platform by Rapid Finance represents a significant addition to the company's new technology business unit. So Rapid Finance was founded in 2005, and they help millions of small business clients find financing plans that provide access to capital when they need it most. Going on there. Let's see what else we have. Bangor Savings Bank partners with Treasury Prime to leverage banking as a service offering. Let's check that out. So Bangor Savings Bank has partnered with banking as a service company, Treasury Prime, to enable businesses to embed financial services onto their platforms. The main-based firm says the partnership will expand its revenue opportunities and enable low-cost deposits. With over $7 billion in assets under management, AUM, the bank currently offers retail banking services to consumers as well as commercial, corporate, payroll administration, merchant, and small business banking services. Founded in 2017 and headquartered in San Francisco, Treasury Prime offers banks and their financial customers automation software, which aims to streamline back office workflow. So the addition of Bangor Savings Bank brings Treasury Prime's total bank network to 14, having recently signed similar partnerships with FB Financial Corp and Third Coast Bank. It has raised $20 million in Series B funding in May 2021. All right, let's get into some blockchain news. So blockchain firm SETL partners with Swift and some others for a common tokenization framework pilot. So Swift, as we know, Swift stands for Society of Worldwide International Financial Telecommunications, is a system that banks use to securely send messages to each other. It is one of the key pillars of the financial world, connecting more than 11,000 member banks in some 200 countries and territories. So if you think about bank transfers from other banks and different things of that nature, Swift has been around for a while. It's pretty much a bedrock in the industry. So enterprise distributing ledger technology and blockchain firm SETL has successfully piloted a common framework for Swift that links tokenization systems between central security depositories and global custodians. So right now it's experiments. So they say the experiments which utilize Swift's portal, a permission tool set for the financial institutions to build applications that interoperate between existing infrastructures and a range of enterprise ledger technologies, leverage existing forms of payments and central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. So real interesting to note though, like you're all experimental side, they're experimenting at this point for future possibilities, but SETL says the market for tokenized assets is expected to reach $24 trillion by 2027. That's T. That's trillion with a T. So it's a huge market opportunity. So they're doing different experiments. It'll be great to just keep an eye on that. What's going on there? All right, let's get into some other stuff. So Kim Kardashian, right? She agreed to pay one 1.26 million fine for promoting a crypto on Instagram. I don't know if you remember this. Last year, a lot of celebrities were promoting Emax. It's called Ethereum Max crypto asset. So she posted at the time, "Are you into crypto? This is not financial advice, but sharing what my friends just told me about the Ethereum Max token." The problem with this post was that she didn't report that she was paid $250,000 by the company through an intermediary for the promotion. So the SEC fined her. So look, just in general, with celebrities talking about crypto and promoting new, unheard of crypto, be wary of it. Do your due diligence. Just because these people are celebrities, they're not necessarily investment experts or blockchain experts or things of that nature. So it's important to note. She was not the only one, actually. So it was, I know they say, okay, Floyd Mayweather, Paul Pierce, NBA star, Floyd, legendary boxer. They also promoted it. And at the time, they were sued by investors for allegedly collaborating and to misleading to promote what the suit called a pump and dump. So pump and dump means they promote it, and it's this next big thing. And all of a sudden, the people behind the scenes who started it, they dump it for the crypto at its highest point, and then the investors are stuck holding the bag. So that's what happened in this instance. So definitely buyer beware. Okay. Next, Celsius. We've been talking about Celsius Voyager for the last few weeks. So let's get into it. So right now they're going through a bankruptcy. Previously it was a crypto exchange, or they were a holding company that was giving ridiculous amount of interest rates. People are now calling it a Ponzi scheme, in which they were using investments from the new investors to pay off existing investors, or creditors, they call them. It's really people who just stored their crypto there, up to 18%, sometimes even more. So, but right now in the bankruptcy proceedings, they say data of thousands of Celsius customers revealed in court also includes executives showing millions withdrawn from the platform in the weeks before suspended. It was so essentially around, when I misquoted, June, they disabled withdrawals. So basically, they paused withdrawals for its 1.7 million customers in June before filing a Chapter 11 bankruptcy in July. And what they're saying now, weeks before the pause, former CEO and co-founder Alex Mashinsky withdrew 10 million from the platform in May. As reported, his co-founder and former chief strategy officer Daniel Leon withdrew about 7 million, and the current CTO Newt Goldstein withdrew roughly 550,000 across Cell and USD coins. So essentially, what's coming out is that they withdrew funds prior to pausing withdrawals in June. So obviously they knew the pause, they were planning to do this, and they withdrew their funds before that happened. But also note, they're saying that in terms of the CEO, he still has 44 million on the platform, but the users are kind of stuck. But in addition to this article, when you have to disclose things in court, so they're saying that now 14,500 pages of court documents with customers' information has been, so the addresses have been redacted, but it includes customer names, amounts, types, descriptions, and timing of transactions on the platform. It's also referred to, they can now dox all on-chain activity. So that means disclose or find out who's behind it. So that's what's going on there. All right, let's move on. So is this term, FBI warns of pig butchering cryptocurrency investment scheme. So what is pig butchering? This is something that I'm going to end here because it's kind of good to note on this. So essentially what the fraudster. So let's take a step back. It was reported on. It was a warning issued by the Private Industry Notification from the FBI Miami field office in coordination with the Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3. So essentially, pig butchering, they're saying, is a relatively new social engineering scam where fraudsters contact people. They refer to the people that they contact as pigs on social media. They establish a relationship. They build trust. They go back and forth and learn long-term communication. You start feeling that you know this person, that you guys are friends. You never met. Sometimes it's a fabricated friendship or a romantic partnership. And then all of a sudden, as the relationship and the trust build, they start proposing, various investment schemes that look like it returns, great returns and things. Some of these leads to the victim visiting like a fake investment dashboard, but they see massive returns. They then get the investor to, the investor then, okay, I want to be part of it. They send their money. All of a sudden, communication stops. So, and then, for first, the investor might say, okay, you know what, I want my money back. The victim may say that. And then they're told they need to pay income taxes first, additional processing fees, all sorts of running around. They say eventually the fraudster stops communicating and shuts down the fake crypto exchange, or the victim gives up after realizing they've been scammed. Forbes recently reported a 52-year-old man from San Francisco who lost $1 million to a pig butchering scam after being contacted by fraudsters pretending to be an old colleague. So listen, a few things with that. The FBI kind of gives some tips, and I'm going to give my own afterwards. So the FBI has listed the following characteristics of pig butchering that people should consider as red flags. You are contacted by a long-lost contact or a stranger on social media. The URL of the investment platform doesn't match the official website of a popular cryptocurrency market or exchange. The investment app you have downloaded generates warning of being untrusted when launched on Windows, or your antivirus marks it as potentially dangerous. The investment opportunity sounds too good to be true. So let's go into this, right? So first of all, you're contacted by a long lost contact or a stranger. Look, people reach out all the time, right? For business opportunities, they may see somebody, you're doing something that they're in the same vertical. I don't necessarily think it's a red flag when you're contacted, because I contact new contacts all the time, and especially people in fintech and so forth. But look the person up. Is it a real person? Go and look at their LinkedIn. Do they have a history of posting? Do they have or whatever social media? Is there some sort of historical reference to this person, or do they have one or two posts and you could just tell it's a made up profile? Just so they can have a profile, but it's not a real person. So do your due diligence. Do they have mutual contacts? Or have they been in the field for a while? Where did they study? Where do they work? And different things of that nature. The URL of the investment platform doesn't match the official website. Due diligence. Look, anytime someone's asking you to invest any type of money, it could be $1, you have to do due diligence. Does this company exist? Is this a real website? Who else has used it? Like, what are the news articles on it? Has it been talked about in the news? Has anybody blogged about it? Do your due diligence. And also, if someone's also a long lost contact you've been contacting, asking for any type of money, do a Zoom meeting, call them, get in contact with them. Let's figure that out. Investment app is downloaded, generates warning. Definitely, if it's not trusted, that's another red flag. And of course, if it sounds too good to be true, look, there are being an entrepreneur, doing different things on the entrepreneurial side. Making a windfall of cash is not the easiest thing to do. It takes time. It takes investigation. It takes some knowledge in the industry, whatever you're in, whether it's crypto, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, whether it's whatever. Right? It takes some level of trying to understand the market. Can you get lucky? like, in 2 years ago, when people who invested in things like Dodge and Shiba early on in 2020 come back in 2021, these guys are instant millionaires? Yeah, can, but that's like hitting a lot. How many times does that happen? So, if it's too good to be true, just do your due diligence on it. It's not. It's my take on the different pig butchering. It's weird that they call it pig butchering though, because when I first heard of it, I was thinking something totally different. But it's definitely not what I was thinking. So that's one thing. All right. That concludes our show today. Any questions, any comments, let me know. I'll wait a second. Sometimes there's a delay and we can discuss. Let's get into our sponsors for today's show. Today's show is sponsored by Strategic Generation, providing cybersecurity, SOC 2, and pen testing services, along with application security. Also, we are here every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We thank everyone for attending. We have a slew of, upcoming guests in the future that's going to be really exciting to watch and talk to them. So definitely stay tuned for that. We will advertise as those names become available and so forth. Let me see if anybody on Instagram that has a question. Okay, I don't see any questions. I don't see any questions right now from these platforms. As always, guys, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate the viewership. Appreciate the support. Appreciate all the messages behind the scenes, urging me to keep going and so forth. They don't go unnoticed, and thank you. So that concludes our episode for Friday, October 7th. I wish everyone a happy weekend, and I will catch you back here next week. Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same bat time, same bat channel, or in this case, channels. Once again, we stream live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and we also have a plug going from Instagram on a different device. And you can also find us on our website, techbehindfintech.com, talking about the technology that powers the money. I'm your host, Nnamdi Osuagwu, and that concludes our show for today. Cheers.